Hey everyone, I'm here today. I thought I'd do something a bit different from usual. Today I thought I'd do a reaction video, which I don't normally do. However, Sony uploaded a PSVR2 teardown in which they go through the headset. One of their, I think it's the lead engineer, takes it apart. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to watch this video properly, because I did skim through it briefly, but I've not sat down to have a look at it properly and give you my thoughts. And as it says here, don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing. Okay, first of all, you can obviously extend it by pushing the button there, a bit like the PlayStation VR1. And it looks like he's just unclipped the head strap. Probably a USB-C connector, which you'll see in a minute. Yeah, it looks like USB-C and a secondary connector on there. So you can easily disconnect the main panel from the Halo strap if you need to. And there's the facial interface, which is a sort of rubberized gasket, which again is a bit like the PSVR1, but this time they've gone for this sort of corrugated design that folds up, where the PSVR1 was just straight. So it does look like it's going to be universal fit, but no doubt companies such as VR Cover will have some sort of aftermarket face interface. And you can see those little notches where it clips onto. He's unclipping this now with his hands, by the looks of it. I'm sure if I did that, I'd probably crack it in one. Split it in two, should I say. And back into his little jig. I think if you're going to be doing this kind of maintenance on your headset, you'll need one of those. It's like it's probably 3D printed as well, judging by the stripes on it. It's made with left-right symmetry. And it does look nice. Look, they've even got the Sony logo on the inside. And there's one of the camera modules. Very fine ribbons, so you want to be careful you don't tear those if you are ever doing this, but so far I've not seen any glue. It's all been screws, which would make for easy self-repair if you're out of warranty or you need to take someone to get fixed. So those are right. Those are to absorb impacts. So it's some sort of shock absorber system for the cameras, which is interesting. And the other top cameras. That's the bottom unit. So we've got the power button there and the microphone. And there's a rubber washer on the microphone to block the interior noise. So that'll be to block out the noise of the fan we just saw briefly when you open it up. There we go, there's the fan, active cooling. A bit like the Quest 2 has one. Similar design, I believe it's in the middle of the Quest 2 headset. But here the difference is you can see the exhaust ports are at the top, whereas the Quest 2, it pushes the air back into your face, basically. So it looks like it's set to exhaust mode to push cold air from the face, from where the face gasket is, through over the chip and out the top, which makes sense because the heat rises. So, and that's set to, so that looking on the PC case, that's like the same orientation as the exhaust fan. So you've got cold air being pulled in from your face, and then the hot air, the warm air should I say, that goes over the heatsink, goes out through those there. So those are hot air vents at the top, it looks like. So off with the heatsink. More ribbons. So that's obviously the rail for the Halo strap to slide back and forth. Wow, those are really fiddly ribbons. I would not want to be doing this myself. So let's take off the main processor board. So I guess ordinarily you wouldn't need to remove this, but maybe do in order to get to the panels. the audio jack. So there's the IPD adjuster there on a a rotary system. Kind of wish there was like a locking mechanism there, but at least it's good that you can move it precisely how you want it rather than how the Quest 2 works, where there's notches and you just have to hope your IPD's within the notch position. Not sure what the IPD range is. Good to look that up. If I do, I'll put it back on the video. That's a long shaft. That. So those little gaps around the lens, I think, are part of the Tobii eye tracking system. So if we list that out, these are little infrared LEDs which will fire light at your eyes. Obviously invisible because it's infrared, and then it'll bounce off your eyes, and there'll be a camera here. There you go, infrared camera that'll be able to detect which way your eye's moving. So there is it's sealed, the lens, stop dust getting in there, and I think the infrared camera that I just took out was sealed as well. So there's one of the panels, which I believe is 2000 by 2040. So the resolution's somewhere between the Quest 2 and the Reverb G2 OLED, so the pixel arrangement will be slightly different, no doubt, from the two LCD screens from the Quest 2 and the G2. I believe the refresh rate is up to 120 Hz, so I'll have to see how that looks when it arrives. Some Fresnel lenses. So again, similar to the Quest 2 design. I guess a little bit dated when it's compared to the latest PSVR headsets from like Pico and the Quest Pro. They're all going for pancake designs now. But no doubt at the time that they designed this was the latest design. It's probably been released a bit behind schedule. So it looks quite flexible, which is good, which means it should be able to take a knock and is less likely to snap. Remember with the early Quest 2 head straps, the more deluxe ones, not the soft ones, they were prone to cracking just above the ears from people twisting, but seems to be quite flexible, which is good. So this is the back plate. So there's the cable going into the back, and there's some slack in there for expansion. But what I don't know is, so that looks to be fitted in there pretty tight. So if you accidentally step on this lead, I think it's just going to yank the back of the headset down. I don't think that's going to pass through there because that looks all sealed. So I think that's potentially a problem. So although there is slack here, that's for the expansion of the headset. I don't think that's going to save you here if you stand on the headset on the cable, which is possible. But let it play. Thin cable is the audio cable, okay. So if you're using the earbuds, which clip into the back of the headband, that's what that thin audio cable is there. Again, more flexible plastic. Lots of plastic cogs, which, you know, has its pros and cons. Cons is it looks potentially cheap and the cogs could snap or wear, but on the plus side, it keeps them very lightweight and they're flexible, and you need flexibility for it to withstand drops. So, we're going to pull apart the front part of the headband now. This is where the haptic motor is. So if you want to feel any haptics in VR, such as something whizzing past your head, it would be more suited for like first-person shooters or anything that whizzes over your face. But if you're sim racing and you're after haptics, check out my latest video. I'll put a link to it. So, yeah, a good look at that. So I'll pause it there. that looks like a USB Type-C. So the main cable would be potentially replaceable, but you'd have to pull the halo strap apart just to replace this. In terms of aftermarket head straps, might be possible, but I guess as a minimum we'll have to have that USB-C connector, and I'm not sure about this part here, whether that's mandatory or not. Okay, I'll leave the video there. Don't forget, if you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. Also, if you want to check out more PSVR2 content, hit that subscribe button. I plan to be going live tomorrow with Lincoln Clay VR. We're going to be doing some GT7 for a countdown for the PSVR2 release. So if you're into GT7, you want to be racing, got any questions, feel free to join in and talk PSVR2. Alright, that's it from me. Until next time, bye bye.